What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Man Bites Film. As always, I'm your host, Brandon. Joining me is the man that rises from the ashes, William Phoenix.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Jesus. What?
Why would Jesus rise from the ashes? There was nothing about Jesus that got burnt, except maybe his ego. But nothing else got burnt by Jesus, or of Jesus.
A lot of people got burnt. Judaism, for one.
Ooh.
And the man that has a nickname way too close to Geico, my cousin Lewis.
Hey.
As always, guys, if you're joining us, we're a weekly
said
movie
cousin
podcast.
Lewis, not Fat Albert.
As always, guys,
Sorry, guys.
If you are joining us for the first time, we are a weekly movie podcast where we talk about movie news, we review one movie altogether, and at the end of the show, we review our individual movies. Also, we have a new segment where
Not so
new. This is the second week we do it, where William brings a movie. He tells us a movie from these posters that he has, which says the 100 must-watch movies before you die, or something along those lines.
Bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list, and we say if we think it should be on that list or if it should not. So,
yay or nay.
Yay or nay. So, as always, movie news. Take it away, Lewis.
Oh, there's two glorious pieces of news this week, and of course, I'm going to start off with the second most important news, which is
Lord of the Rings.
Dune.
Damn it. Close.
Why would Lord of the Rings be number 2 ever? Harry Potter is the second one. Always. It's
because Lord of the Rings just is number 2. It's a piece of number 2.
There's only one ring to rule them all.
Shut up.
But besides that, Dune.
It wasn't your wedding one.
Nope. That's in the trash somewhere.
Wow.
Holy jeez.
No, I think it might be circling the storm drain with Pennywise. Pretty sure.
So what is the news with Dune? I read something about it, but it's not coming to mind what the hell.
There is gloriousness. So much. So
it's about the cast, right?
They just announced like a lot of the stuff that's going to be coming out with it. First of all, Denis Villeneuve is directing it, obviously. But yes. Denis Villeneuve, for those of you that don't know, has made this his passion project. He's been saying since Arrival, since Blade Runner, that this is the project that he wants to work on the most.
Blade Runner 2049 to be exact, not the Ridley Scott Blade Runner.
Yeah, seriously. But no, like this is his passion project. So this is the equivalent for those Kubrick fans out there, 2001 for him, and he is making this his bitch. He already told the studio that he's gonna try to condense it down to 2 movies, but he's trying to pitch as a 3-movie series.
Okay.
That's the first news. He's not going to make less than 2 movies about Dune, first of all. That's number 1. Then second of all, the cast. This is phenomenal. And it's Jason Momoa already, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård. And
Oscar Isaac represent from Miami, dude.
Bro, for real.
My boy.
And Stellan Skarsgård is going to play the Baron Harkonnen. And oh my god, he looks just like him. If you look up his IMDb page, I'm like, oh my god, that's the Baron. Holy crap. All you need to put is a little bit fatter suit on him and it's it. And oh my god, I was super happy about that. And then the writers. There's 3 writers that are actually written up. It's Denis Villeneuve obviously is writing it and producing it and all that stuff, but you know, it's always the director takes like kind of additional notes and stuff like that on the script. Eric Roth from Forrest Gump, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and John Spice.
Real random. Have they said who's playing the main character?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
He's playing Prince Atreides. So he's already they got that role casted, which he's a no name. I don't think he's been in anything major. But John Spice is the writer for Passengers, Doctor Strange, and Prometheus. So that's pretty exciting in itself as well. And I'm really excited about this. It's actually, by the way, William, they just pushed back Harry Potter, what do you call it? Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
Because of this film.
Oh, really?
Yep, because it was supposed to come out Thanksgiving 2020, and they already announced Dune was coming out, and they're like, yeah, no. That's not happening, because this is going to be a fucking game changer, for sure.
I don't know, dude. I again, cautiously optimistic. Hopefully it's good. I like this guy. I liked Arrival a lot. I liked Blade Runner 2049 a lot. But do you really think that the average viewer will be like, yes, I want to watch Dune, unless he makes it really cool? Because like Blade Runner didn't do well in theaters.
It didn't do well, but you're talking about Dune. This is a franchise that is as big as Harry Potter, as big as Lord of the Rings, when it comes to following wise. You're talking about, this is a franchise that's been around for a long time. Yeah. And this has a very underground, established, following. And that following hasn't been woken up yet because there hasn't been anything to wake it up until now. And we're still 2 years out, and they're making these announcements, and they're hitting headlines everywhere. And this is a friend of mine that's an insider in the business. He actually told me that he was working with the casting director for this film. And they've actually auditioned almost 220 A-list celebrities for this film. And there's another 20 announcements that are going to be coming up soon in the next few weeks. And they're all A-list celebrities that are going to be part of this film. Okay. So this film is going to make the record books for sure. It's going to be an ensemble cast, and Villeneuve is definitely good at handling egos pretty well. So I'm very happy about this.
Speaking of him, I need to rewatch Blade Runner 2049. I've only ever seen it once, and that was in theaters when it came out.
Oh, it's so glorious in theaters.
It really is.
So
like, aesthetically, oh my god, Blade Runner 2049 is so good. It's like, anyone that likes, for any listener that knows what like vaporwave and like future funk is, specifically vaporwave, the genre of music, that is your aesthetic. Like, Blade Runner 2049 is like your wet dream.
Yeah.
So I love that movie. And I think Ryan Gosling does a phenomenal job in that movie.
Right? Yeah, he does.
He really does.
So the other bit of news that I wanted to bring up is obviously the Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime series.
Are you ready? The jerk fest that's about to happen with this right now?
I'm sorry. I'm hitting my snooze button for like the third time because I'm trying to stay awake here. But
so they're actually teasing already some of the stuff that's going to be coming out, and this shit set the freaking internet on fire, dude.
This is what I love about the internet, and this is what I love about fandoms specifically, that that they're crazy about what they like. They literally just showed a map. Yeah. That's it. A map with nothing, absolutely nothing written on it. Except
That's not true.
Except the three, what is it? The three
nope. Every 2 days they're releasing something on the map.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
That's giving you hints about it. And on top of that, they're doing the little poem of the One Ring.
When the actual map when they released the first image of that map,
it was completely empty.
Okay, that's what I mean. That to the point where they release an image that is completely blank, and the fandom goes absolutely batshit crazy trying to figure out when this series is going to be set and what is going to happen in it, and it's just insane.
It honestly set the whole thing on fire, and it's, let me tell you with good reason, this
map is on fire.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to stay awake.
So anyways, they have already hinted out what we're looking at and what we're possibly going to be seeing in the Amazon Prime series. And as of right now, they haven't given us much, but from what they're actually doing already, which is showing us the map and the quote from Tolkien himself stating that when he wrote Lord of the Rings, he started by drawing a map. And that's where he built the world, and that's when he started writing the whole mythology behind it after he drew the map of Middle-earth.
Yeah.
And it was all based around that. So the fact that they're touching on that, which is a very small nugget of information that is very not known in the mythos or anything like that, that shows that these people are actually true fans of Lord of the Rings. They were able to coin that as their opening phrase to the teasers, you know? And I'm really ecstatic about seeing it because that means that this is going to be in good hands with Amazon. And the fact that the Tolkien estate is being briefed on everything that they're doing along the way. So nothing is getting past them, which I'm very happy about. And
so we'll see what they do. When have they set a release date? I forget.
Nope.
No?
Not yet.
Sincerely doubt it's coming out this year, for sure.
Oh, no, it's not. No.
Yeah, no. This is definitely 2020, the earliest, maybe 2021.
Yeah, 2020, and it's probably be the latter half of 2020.
Yeah, if not 2021.
So, yeah.
Are you okay there, William? Do you have something to add? You alright?
Nope.
He knows that we're going to be talking about this for the next 2 years.
Oh, dear God.
And then 5 after that, because it's a 5-year
Hey, don't blame this on. Don't blame this on me.
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
It's a 5-season commitment already.
I don't know, man. They say 5 seasons, and then like
No, it's part of the commitment that they made with the Tolkien estate. They have to do it.
Okay. Well, what I was saying, hey, William, don't be pissed at me, dude. I like Lord of the Rings, but nowhere near as much as this man that's jerking off right now as he talks about this shit. Like, don't worry, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of flipped my shit on when I saw the announcement on Friday, and I was like, oh my god.
William, did you hear that non Lord of the Rings related? Did you hear that Daniel Radcliffe thinks that at a certain point Harry Potter will be rebooted?
Yeah.
No, I saw that, but I mean that's really not much news. We all knew that at some point the Potter movies were going to get redone.
I never thought that. I've never had that thought in my mind at all. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Everything gets redone, and as much as I hate to say it, well, actually, not hate to say it. As much as I know Lewis hates to hear it, there's going to come a day where they're going to redo Lord of the Rings.
I don't think so.
I could see The Hobbit.
Dude,
The Hobbit needs to be redone now. That's not even a day, like in a day. That needs to be redone now.
Never once in my life thought that they are going to remake Lord of the Rings trilogy and the 8 Harry Potter movies. Never. I thought they were fine, and you'd be a dumbass to remake them, honestly.
Harry Potter could do for, revamp the first 3 movies.
Yeah, maybe No. Whoa, don't touch Prisoner of Azkaban. Come on, man.
No, okay, my bad. I forgot Prisoner of Azkaban's the 3rd one. Okay, first 2.
But I could definitely see them...
The rest are good. The rest are good.
But then if you remake them, you're losing Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, which they are those characters. Like, honestly, if they remake those movies, unless the 3 new kids blow me away, like I see those people as those characters.
Yeah, it's going to be hard because I mean we've all come to know and love the main 3 characters, and it's one of those like almost like a Joker-esque deal where it's like, who is going to be good enough to replace them, or and it's going to be hard, but
definitely.
If it does never get made or remade, I'm okay with that as well.
I'm totally.
I think they should just continue making stories in the world. There's plenty of stories that this lady could write, and I'm pretty sure. So I mean,
dude, she literally, like Lord of the Rings, has made a universe.
Yeah,
she can do whatever, dude. She can make a story. She can write a story that takes place 300 years before like the the movies or the books take place. You know, like they could do absolutely. All right, if we don't stop talking about this, we're gonna continue talking about this for the entire episode. Is there anything else on the movie news for this week?
That is all.
That is all. I was gonna bring up. Oh yeah. They little tidbit. They finally finished filming Star Wars Episode 9. JJ released a picture of the final day on set where they were all hugging because it's the end of a generation, the end of the new trilogy. But yeah, cool little tidbit. We'll see that movie at the end of this year.
Hopefully by Labor Day we'll have the teaser.
Oh, the teaser for sure.
That's going to be Celebration.
Yeah, that's Star Wars Celebration all the way. That's definitely.
Which I think is April, right?
When is Celebration?
May. I think May.
Is it May?
Yeah, it's May, and it's in Chicago this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, we're gonna get the. Didn't I say that? We're gonna.
My bad.
I'll tell you right now.
Whatever.
You know what we're getting in 2 weeks, though? We're getting Captain fucking Marvel in 2 weeks, which you know what that means? We are a month and a half away from Infinity Endgame. And that's what matters.
Sorry to interrupt you, William. Lewis, you're right. It is April 11th through the 15th. So, sometime in those 4 days, we're going to be... What was that, William?
I said, man, don't feed his ego. Don't tell him his right. Just be like,
sorry.
It's April, and just move on.
All right. So yeah, cool little tidbit. I'm super excited. As a Star Wars person, I guess you could say. We'll see the teaser, and we'll see how JJ decides to end the trilogy. But
please, no freaking puppets. God, I hope no more freaking Muppets on.
What, you don't like practical effects?
No, I don't like Muppets.
Oh.
That's practical effects.
Fucking Ewoks.
The Ewoks are fine, dude.
Burn the whole forest down.
Jesus. Yo, Endor is a beautiful place, dude.
And actually, beautifuler as an ash.
Sorry, that's not Endor. That's one of the moons of Endor. My apologies.
Light that bitch up.
Alright guys, stay tuned after this quick little break when we come at you live with our main review of the show, which is Brawl in Cell Block 99. Alright guys, welcome back for our main review of the show, which is Brawl in Cell Block 99, starring my man, Vince Vaughn. Because my man does not look like the typical Vince Vaughn that you are used to. My God.
He looks like a badass.
Yeah, he's a beefy dude. So basically, this movie is about Vince Vaughn's character, which his name is Bradley, what was it again? Bradley Thomas, thank you. There, I was looking it up. He's like
Bradley.
He's a tow truck driver, right? If I'm not mistaken at the beginning. Yeah, and basically he gets laid off from his job and goes home and proceeds to find out that his wife has been cheating on him and has this great sequence where he rips apart her car and
literally rips apart with his bare hand.
What was up with him and like this like stupid superhuman strength that he had in the movie?
I don't know, man.
It's like, holy crap.
So he talks it over with her, and he's like, they're on the rocks because she had a miscarriage of their first child, so their marriage is on the rocks, and they live in a really shitty part of New York. And basically he says that he's sick and tired of it. She's not working. He just got laid off, so he's gonna call his buddy who basically traffics drugs, and he's gonna start working for him. And he does that. The movie goes forward 18 months, and they're living in this really nice, extravagant home. She's pregnant. She's pregnant again.
And you're forgetting who's playing this role. It's Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter.
Yes.
Which, oh my God, she's freaking phenomenal in this.
Yes. And, yeah, basically, he goes on this run with two guys from from the cartel, I guess you could call him, because the guy is, I think, Mexican or Colombian or something.
Yeah.
And basically they find the drugs, and when they get back to the pier, because it was a chest full of meth that they were getting from, like, it was underwater. They get ambushed by the cops, and Bradley decides to say fuck it, and he actually kills the guy, or kills one of the guys that's with him.
Yeah.
And he severely injures the other guy, and then
with his bare hands,
and gets arrested. So you could tell that Bradley is a man of honor. He doesn't want to kill people. He definitely doesn't want to hurt police officers. And yeah, he gets put in jail. And one thing I actually wanted to talk about, I don't like that they named this movie Brawl in Cell Block 99.
It was definitely misleading.
Yes, definitely. I didn't like the name at all. Like,
this doesn't happen until like almost an hour and a little bit in.
No, straight up, the climax of the film takes place in Cell Block 99, and it's not that long. By the way, can we talk about when he snaps my man's arm, and you just see the bone sticking out? I was like, holy shit. Dude, there's some crazy practical effects in this movie that kind of look bad, but at the same time look so good. Like, there's a sequence where he stomps on a guy's face so hard that the man's face literally falls off.
Yep.
He drags the guy, like, he puts the heel of his boot on the back of the guy's face and drags the guy's face along the floor, and the man, like, turns over and he has no face.
Yeah,
like, damn,
none
dude.
whatsoever.
None, like, yeah,
literally like fucking muscle. That's all that's left is muscle and a piece of bone.
That's so bad.
Funny thing is, the next movie that this director is doing is called Dragged Across Concrete.
Wow.
So if you could only imagine.
By the way, can we talk, like,
this movie is probably one of the most graphic movies I've seen, and it's not the like graphicness of it. It's not what you see; it's what you feel with your teeth while you're watching this movie. Because let me tell you, there is some squinge-worthy, like, oh my god, what am I watching?
Okay, one thing, mind you, I've never been to jail, and I don't think either of you have been to jail. Can we talk about how shitty the Red Leaf is, the maximum security prison he goes to? Is that even real? That is ridiculous. That place looks like a shithole. They're basically, I can totally see guards taking advantage of prisoners, but to the point where they put like this weird belt that like has like a taser on him, like, I don't.
What was up with that?
I don't know, dude. Also, like, you know,
William, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Yeah, what'd you think?
I mean, I didn't not like it. It was just it was different. It was I wasn't expecting the kind of violence that there was. Also, when he ends up in jail not the first time, but at the beginning.
Yeah.
And the guy's talking to him about like a boxing match.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's going to like be like a ringleader of like this boxing thing or whatever.
Reactions.
And then I'm like, okay, no. So then he goes to the other jail. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's going to become like the leader over here of like the boxing thing. Okay, no. And then he ends up in 99, and the guy that he was supposed to look for is like not even there. I'm like, is he going to start a riot now and get out and start like a brawl to get out of jail and go save his wife?
What I understood was there was never a guy. I don't think there was a guy ever. Like,
no, there wasn't.
It was just to get him deeper and deeper into the hole and to show him that there's no way out and nothing you can do will save your wife and your unborn child because we're still going to kill her. Or we're going to kill your baby. Or, as they say in the movie, we're going to clip her arms off and let her be born as a deformed child, which is so screwed up.
Wow. Who came up with that,
Christ.
By the way? Like, what demented, drugged out freaking writer
The director and writer, his name is Craig Zagler, and he's Miami, Florida born.
Oh, is he?
That Florida man, of course.
And mind you, this is one of his most tame movies. Bone Tomahawk, I was really hoping you guys would say Bone Tomahawk last week because, it puts this movie to shame violence-wise and graphicness-wise. There's a scene where it's about these guys that get kidnapped by Indians and they're cannibals.
Native Americans?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And what do you call it? They capture this woman and they try to go rescue this woman, but in the process they get captured themselves and they get hung up, literally hung up with their legs like spread and their arms spread. And this guy goes with a bone tomahawk and cuts the guy down the middle.
Ooh.
Literally down the middle from like crotch all the way down.
Ooh.
And it's like wide shot of that going down the whole way.
I will say something about this movie. It was the end was satisfying to a certain degree. It was, spoilers, I guess. We're gonna talk about it, like, whatever.
Yeah, so skip ahead a couple minutes.
Skip ahead a couple minutes if you don't want to listen. Like, it is very satisfying to see Gil and the wife kill the abortion doctor and the old man in the car.
Dude, those guys were characters in themselves.
Yeah,
and it was so great seeing that.
And it is so satisfying to see Bradley just go off on these people and kill the torture basically and decapitate whatever the hell what was the guy's name? Eleazar.
Yeah.
That was super satisfying, but it was also really sad to see that the phone call between him and his wife. He knows he's gonna die, but like, the entire scene I was trying to figure out. I'm like, does his wife know that he's gonna die, or is she just kind of like hopeful that he will get out?
I think she's hopeful because like she thinks that she never knew that he had to go deeper in the hole.
True.
She still thinks that he's at the regular thing. When he says like, I need to get off the phone, she's like, oh, are the guards telling you to get off the phone? Call me when they don't, when they let you back on.
That's true.
So she has no idea that he's anywhere near where he is. And, I mean, it's one of those, like, she will probably figure it out off screen and, crap will happen, but...
Also, can we talk about...
This movie I really enjoyed this movie because I like the characters. I like how flushed out the characters were for an action movie, which they usually aren't.
One last thing I want to bring up. I don't know who I hated more in this movie, Eleazar or Warden Tuggs, because that guy's a piece of shit. That guy's a straight piece of shit. I don't know who's worse, like the drug guy from the cartel or that guy. Like, it is so bad. He treats Bradley, which I understand that, you kind of have to, like, look at it from his point of view, like, Bradley's another criminal, blah, 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 in his maximum security prison. But still, man, he treats him like utter shit.
And let's talk about how Don Johnson is such a badass in this movie.
Yes,
he plays that warden like spot on, dude. Like that thing is fucking. You believe that character from beginning to end, and you're completely like sucked into this world when you're watching it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, you don't avert your eyes throughout the whole film as much as you want to.
There was a couple of scenes where I was like, please don't show this.
Right?
Like, specifically when he gets to Red Leaf and Warden Tuggs is like, all right, do a cavity search on him. I'm like, please don't show this. But overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I think I'm gonna be checking out what was it? Bone Tomahawk is the other one.
Bone Tomahawk.
I'll be checking that one out because I want to see some more. I want to see how gory this man can get. I want to see how far he can take it, because there's not a lot of gore in this movie, but when it's violent, it's violent. Like, for real. Like that face scene, I was like, the first time when you see him like break the guard's arm and the bone just comes out, I was like, holy shit! It just caught me by surprise by how graphic it was.
Yeah. Overall, what do you give this movie rating wise?
I'd give it like an 8.
I would agree. William?
7.
Probably like a 6.5, 7.
Okay. All right, guys. Stay tuned after this quick little break, and we're going to come at you with our new segment, Movie Bucket List. What's the movie? We'll find out now. Alright, guys, welcome back for our new segment, the Movie Bucket List, where we bring you one movie every week, and we basically talk about if it should or should not be on this list. So the movie every week, it's going to be a surprise, and the movie this week is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't even know. I like musicals. Do you guys like musicals? I like musicals. Depends, but I like musicals.
I enjoy musicals when I know the songs. Like it's hard for me to enjoy a musical and listen to the song if I don't know where it ends or where it changes. So I try to. Like, it's rare for me to go into a musical going, I'm probably going to enjoy this. Like A Star Is Born was a big exception because Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga and like everything that went behind it, it was good. But there's been like musicals where I'm like, oh dear God. Like the first time that I watched Little Shop of Horrors, I did not enjoy it.
What?
I did not enjoy it.
I'm not a big fan of that movie either.
It is. I enjoy it now. Like I'm not like, but when I didn't know any of the music, I was like, oh, you guys this thing over yet? Like, are we done? All right, good. Suddenly we're Seymour. That's great. Moving on.
You know, that's my nickname at work, Seymour.
Do I want to know why?
I'm gonna stay quiet.
All right. So I really like musicals. Like Singing in the Rain, the Sound of Music, Across the Universe, all that good jazz, right? I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show later in my life. I didn't watch it in high school. I think I watched it when I was in college. It's okay. I don't have this whole like.
Okay.
I don't understand the hullabaloo.
You gotta separate this movie. You gotta separate this movie from the movie itself and from what it created. The movie itself is probably a 2 or a 3 rating wise.
I'll give it a solid 5.
It doesn't deserve to be on a bucket list.
I don't think it should be on the bucket list. That's why earlier off air I was asking William if there was another musical on the list, which I guess it doesn't matter, but because I think that if there isn't any other musical on this list, they should replace the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, I think The Sound of Music, if it's not on this list, should be there instead of this movie. Or,
Jazz Singer, what do you call it? The Sound of Music.
Singing in the Rain,
Singing in the Rain. Those 3 musicals are a must. Like, that is a must.
So, I want to say that 2 of those 3 are on the list. I would have to go check.
Okay.
But I want to say that Sound of Music and Singing in the Rain are on there.
Maybe like West Side Story, stuff like that. Like,
I know West Side Story is not.
Okay.
That one I know for a fact.
But like, I don't know. I think there's way more important musicals than I know. This is blasphemous
created a cultural icon.
Yes, it did.
It created a phenomenon, and I love the Shadowcast more than the movie itself.
Yeah, I did.
If that makes any sense.
I've only seen the Shadowcast once, and I watched it with Lewis when we went to Spooky Empire when I went with you like a year and a half ago, and it was a lot of fun. That is way cooler.
Imagine that was my 6th Shadowcast, and I've seen 4 more since.
Like I've never been to like viewing of the movie or a Shadowcast where like people are throwing spoons and rice and all that shit.
Yeah.
And, I've never been to one of those, and that night I was tired, so I don't. They asked people in the audience like, "Oh, have you ever seen this?" And like I was tired and I didn't want to raise my hand because then they were gonna bring me up on stage and like, put Virgin on my head.
So everybody, next time Brandon is at a con, he's still a virgin.
Yes,
we must take advantage of this.
If I am not tired and like I want to do it, I will definitely go up on stage. I have no problem with that. But The movie's all right. I do appreciate, like you said, the culture that it has created and the scene that it has spawned. But other than that, the movie's like,
and the sequel. The sequel is so good.
We don't talk about.
I've never seen the sequel.
I like the sequel.
I've never.
We don't talk about the sequel.
I've never seen the sequel, so. So yeah.
I own the sequel because it's so good. It's called
Shock. Of course
Shock.
you do.
It's
Oh yeah, that one. Shock. What is it? Shock what?
Shock treatment.
Shock treatment. All right. So to keep this segment a little bit short, I don't think that this should be on the top 100 movie list. If it was a list about musicals, sure, but movies in general, no.
No, I agree with Brandon. It should be replaced with either, if Singing in the Rain is in there, then Sound of Music as well. I would also put Jazz Singer as another musical to replace this one.
I'm gonna go ahead and just disagree with you guys solely based also on what you said, Lewis. Where yes, not taking away from any of the other musicals, Sound of Music, Singing in the Rain, all of those, they're great. But they were a dime a dozen at the time. When Rocky Horror came from the stage to the movie, look what it created. And it's the only really musical that has created this 40 plus years after. And it's kind of like shows where it's like, okay, yes, the movie's not that great, that's like a masterpiece. But it's on there to prove that sometimes
Star Wars.
You don't Huh? What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Sometimes
I don't know.
You can create a movie that tanks, but what it creates afterwards is more important than the movie actually being the successful hit that everybody wants.
Fine, but like honestly, I don't like. There's so many more movies that I would recommend to someone.
You have to separate it. You have to separate the two because this is a movie bucket list. So this, as a movie bucket list, it wouldn't work. If you're talking about cultural phenomenon like Black Panther was last year and all that stuff, then yeah, you got to put it on there. But that's not what we're talking about.
Exactly,
we're talking about a bucket list to watch.
I agree.
And personally, the movie, it's not the greatest movie, but the experience from watching the movie, I give this a 10. The Shadowcast and everything that I've watched afterwards and the fandom and everything, it's the same thing as Harry Potter. I get bumped up by like 3 or 4 points just because of that alone, just the fans. You get a bump up on the movie itself. But as a movie, period, no.
All right, so two of us say nay, and one of us says aye. So, stay tuned after this quick little break, and we're going to come at you with the final segment of our show, the individual reviews.
All right. Cool.
Okay, I'll go.
While we're on commercial break, I'm sitting here like I'm trying to put ice in my drink while I'm like not making a sound, and you're like, oh wait, we're going to commercial real quick, so I got time to do this now.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do because no matter what I do, it's going to be really out of place.
It's okay.
I mean, isn't it always what we do that's kind of out of place anyway?
Are you guys doing, like, lighthearted reviews?
Yeah, because Schitt's Creek is kind of like... Schitt's Creek is a comedy.
Mine is in the middle. Like, it has its comedic elements, but it's also kind of like a serious show.
If you've ever seen Gifted on Fox, Lewis?
I haven't.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, I watched the first season and I took it off because I was like, this is garbage.
It is, I've heard.
Okay, but I mean, like, I'm not saying that it is like that. I'm just saying it's in that style.
Yeah.
Where it's like, the underlining is as a serious undertone because it's mutants and they're trying to save the world and all this and all that. But there's a comedic, there's jokes in it. So,
yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a documentary.
Do it, dude.
I have like 12 that I've watched in the last 2 weeks, so I'm like...
Alright. So...
We wouldn't be able to talk about YouTube series, would we?
Yeah,
why not?
Oh, then I know what I'm doing. I'm doing history buffs.
Okay.
Forget Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a YouTube channel review.
Yo, pop the cherry of our YouTube, like talking about a YouTube review. Whew. All right. Do I start or Lewis? You're still thinking.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, God,
this is gonna be great.
All right, I'll go first. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, welcome back for our final segment of our show, the individual reviews. I'm going to be going first this week, and I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of the new Netflix original series, The Umbrella Academy, which is based off of a comic book which is written by Gerard Way, who is the lead singer of
No way! Sorry.
My Chemical Romance.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I love how he went to like his little joke, laughing at himself, to then going, "Oh God." That's what you get.
Have you ever even listened to a song from My Chemical Romance?
I have. I've seen them live. They got awful.
He's not okay.
That's okay. Whatever.
I cried.
It's okay.
Was it because of the Black Parade?
I don't know, dude. Take what my cousin, anyone that is his friend or a listener, take what my cousin says as a grain of salt, because my man likes to go from 1 to 100 real quick. So he wasn't crying. He didn't hate it. He was just like kind of uncomfortable. He probably didn't like it. It's fine. Whatever.
It was like yellow card. I was like, oh God, no, this is too
Shut
emo.
your goddamn mouth. Shut your goddamn mouth. Alright, guys.
Well, we're about to have a good old-fashioned Miami showdown over here.
So, the show starts off that on October 1st, 1989, 43 women from around the world give birth. But the weird thing is that at the start of that day, none of them were pregnant.
Wah.
And I'm already lost.
It's a superhero show, so just bear with me for a second. So
It was Superman.
no, so
Impregnated them all that quick.
this eccentric fuck off.
That's why they grew in 24 hours. They're accelerated.
So
by the
basically,
sun.
this eccentric billionaire by the name of Sir Reginald Hargreaves goes and basically adopts 7 kids. And they all have numbers. They are not known by their names. They basically have no names. They give each other names.
A girl has no name.
Shut up. Jesus. This Game of Thrones.
53 days of Game of Thrones. Fight me.
And basically, yes, I'm super excited.
It's so random.
Basically, he makes them into this like little superhero group called the Umbrella Academy, like the show's called, and they fight their crimes. Some of them have weird powers, like one of the girls, she can tell people something and it changes, like she tells them like
It's like Heroes.
not really. Jesus Christ, please don't.
Shut down.
Please don't compare this to Heroes. Like for instance, there's a scene in the first episode where one of the characters, her power is she tells they're foiling like a bank heist, and she tells one of the guys, she's like, shoot your partner in the foot, and he's like, okay, and he shoots his partner in the foot. So basically, whenever she tells somebody to do something, they have to do it. So,
Bro, I would love a TV show like this that like does what teenagers would actually do, which would be like make them do the most inappropriate things, and like Deadpool like version of this show. That would just be brilliant. Instead of like shoot your foot, masturbate in front of his face. Go shoot.
So basically, shut up. So basically, fast forward, all the kids have grown up. They're adults. They're not living at their dad's estate, and they all get called home because he has.
So unlike the X-Men, they actually moved the fuck out.
Yeah.
But that's so not true to millennials.
God damn it! Can I review this shit? Fucking Christ!
Sorry.
They get called back, and you find out that they don't like their father. He basically treated them like shit their entire childhood. He was very cold.
Oh, so millennials.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
And out of the 7, there are only 5 alive. One of them has disappeared when they were children and was never seen again. and the other one died in they haven't said, so far where I'm at, they haven't said why he has died or how he died. And
that's unfortunate.
yeah, so they all come back. One of them is played by Ellen Page. My favorite character, Klaus, which his power's cool. He can talk to dead people. And actually, like,
oh my god, it's an M shot, man.
No. He's an interesting character in the sense that, like, he's a drug addict and he's always constantly in and out of rehab because you figure out that drugs are the only thing that stops him from, I guess, it silences, like, the dead people around him. Like, he can't see or hear them, I guess, from being high.
No, he's probably hearing other voices.
Yeah, or that. He's played by our good man, Robert Sheehan, which is who plays the main character from, what's that movie with David Tennant that we reviewed recently?
Bad Samaritan?
Yes. It's played by him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Does he know how to make a rescue this time, or is he still going to need help?
So yeah, it's so they get called back to their dad's estate, and one of the brothers thinks that basically there's foul play, and yeah, I'll just review the entire episode. Basically, no, you know what? No, because then it's kind of like a cliffhanger for the rest of the season, and I don't want to like spoil that. So yeah, it's basically foul play, but it's interesting because they have this really weird relationship with each other. Some of them don't like each other. Most of them don't like their dad, and then the person that they call mom is a robot that their dad created to basically take care of them. It's really odd and interesting, and it's a really quirky show, and I'm very curious.
Quirky. I really hate that word.
Shut up.
Quirky.
Shut up. Jesus. You hate a lot of things in this life. But
yeah,
this is true, right? See? But yeah, it's quirky, and I'm excited. Not excited. I'm intrigued to see where the rest of the season...
Right?
I hate this shit, dude. I swear to God. I'm intrigued to see where the rest of the season goes. I've seen the first 3 episodes. I'm enjoying it. It's nothing... Everyone made it out to, like, all the reviews online were like, this is incredible. And I'm like, it's good. It's not bad. But I haven't seen the whole, like, whoa, that everyone's saying. But definitely I would give it, like, check it out. Maybe you'll enjoy it.
All right. My turn now. You ready for this, guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna la. So you can't hear Lewis. Bastard.
So, I have an interesting documentary, and I've seen quite a few of them today. This week, sorry.
Today. Jesus, I don't think I said a documentary this year, and he's like, I've seen a bunch of them today because...
I didn't go to work. I just stayed home and watched documentaries all day.
That's not why I called out, boss, I swear.
And jerked off to Tolkien.
No, that was Friday.
Oh.
So this documentary goes into this amazing discovery of these group of people that they kind of challenge the status quo, and they're conspiracy theorists at their core. But this documentary analyzes the truth and real facts behind flat earthers.
Behind blue eyes. Sorry, I had to.
And the documentary is called Behind the Curve. And it goes into...
Yo, that sounds like they missed their mark, though. They should have, like, Behind the Curve sounds like something that should be, like, about plus-size supermodels. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Before anybody's like, oh my god, he's fat shaming. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, if somebody was like, hey, I saw a documentary called Behind the Curves, I'm like...
Blue eyes, you almost said it.
I almost said behind the eyes. Fuck you guys. I hate you so much.
I thought it was a skating documentary, and I turned it on, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What am I watching? And let me tell you, it doesn't get any better. It is... All right, guys, so I'm one to believe in a lot of conspiracy theories. I'm the first one to say, yeah, there's a lot of truth to it, and we might be bringing something soon that will be going into conspiracy theories. But flat earthers are, like, they're the tinfoil hat people to conspiracy theorists. They are the extreme end of the spectrum when it comes to that. And by spectrum, I mean on the spectrum. These guys literally are on the spectrum. And oh my god, the whole documentary goes into this group of them that post up YouTube videos and all this stuff and became famous for this. And they self-aggrandize themselves throughout this documentary. And they're the ones that did this documentary. And then they go into this flat earth convention, right? And before they go to the convention...
There's a fucking convention for flat earthers?
There's a convention for everything, dude.
Oh my god.
No, but that just means that there's enough, that it's garnished enough, like...
Millions,
traction.
dude. Millions.
There's enough morons out there that... Oh my god.
So,
This is why we have Trump for president. But I digress, children. I digress, as you were.
This documentary goes. They try to prove. This is the funniest part. They try to prove that the Earth is flat by doing these series of scientific experiments, but none of them pan out, and they all fail. And they're like, "Oh, but we got to do this instead of this next time because I think it will work if we did this." So do the experiments that actually logically would make sense. And I'm like, oh my god, are they actually going to give us proof that there's something and some scientific proof behind it? No, they fail at proving their scientific proof. So I'm like, what the hell is the point of this documentary? I'm so confused. I honestly was more confused coming out of this documentary than going in, and I thought it was a skateboarding documentary. I honestly
That's
give
funny.
give this a 1. This is if you have a drunken
Something's put lower than Potter.
if you have a drunken stupor and you want to put something to laugh at as a group of people, or you're really stoned and you want to really put on a tinfoil hat, put this
I'll put on my wedding video. That's we all know that.
Jesus
Nah.
Christ. Oh my god.
Right, it's not like my ex-wife listens to this show.
And suddenly you get an email.
Right? I'm like, oh, well, guess who listened to my show?
Right? Hey, tune in next episode.
I'm going to write back, at least your ass is listening. Sure, now you listen to me. Didn't listen to me when we were married, but now you're going to go listen to me. Fine, whatever,
So-
bitch.
There's
Moving on.
one interesting fact that I want to bring up in this movie, and then I'm done.
Too late.
They explain that the Earth is basically like a coin with like a dome on top, and
What?
and
Are we in a fucking Stephen King novel all of a sudden now? What?
yeah, and the reason that the Arctic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean,
The Arctic Ocean, wow, you're doing yourself no favors there, son.
I know. Antarctica is like so big and so long is because it goes around the whole surface of the coin. And that's the reason why there's no planes that cross over from like South Africa to South America and all that stuff. And then in the middle of the documentary, it gets disproved by another person that's trying to do that test. And she's like, oh, look, the plane's going across to South America. And I'm like, what? I'm so confused. Are you trying to prove that the Earth is flat, or are you trying to disprove it? I am so confused by this documentary. I really am confused by this. I don't understand what I watched.
It's okay, Lewis. Just don't. It's fine.
I wanted my hour and a half back.
That's how
You
I
sound
felt about
so
Twilight.
sad and defeated, man. I've never heard you speak like that about a movie or a documentary.
I really wanted my hour and a half back at the end. I was like, what the fuck did I just
Then
watch?
why did you stop like midway through? What's wrong with you, you masochist?
Because
Apparently he thought at some point it was gonna get better. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I was like, okay, they have to be joking or something. And I thought it was going to be a big joke or something, and it wasn't. These people were serious. I was like, what's wrong with you people? I want to flick them across their head.
Like he lost so much faith in humanity. It's fucking. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of adorable.
I was like, oh my god, what's wrong with you people? I literally I was screaming at my TV in the middle of the night, going, "Are you fucking stupid? What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Did you guys get shaken as kids or something?"
It's called. That's what happens when your mom smokes or drinks when she's pregnant with you. It's fine.
Anyways, moving on.
William.
Next.
Oh, I gotta follow that? Hell no. That was too funny. Okay. Yeah, like, no pressure or nothing, guys. That's cool too.
Did you forget what you're doing?
No, I just want to make sure that I get the name right, because it's if I'm gonna review this, I want to do it like absolute justice. So when you YouTube, you know how you're like, oh, I need the YouTube on how to access external hard drive to my computer, and then you start watching that video, and then you find yourself 6 hours later watching a history of the Beatles, which you don't know how the hell you got here, but hey, here we are. Anyway, I like to hear other people's opinions on movies, and especially because I have a fascination for biopics. I like to hear, whenever I watch a movie that says based on a true story,
you're like, nah, fam, that's a lie.
Like how much of a true story is it? Like how much is it really based on that true story?
How true is true?
And I know that we've never done this before, but what I'm going to be reviewing this week is actually a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is called History Buffs. And it's a British guy, and he's been doing it for quite some time. Like, I thought that he had just started, but then looking at like the videos that he posted, like the reviews that he does, he has started like a few years ago, and he's got like a good chunk of followers. How many followers does he have? I don't know if he can tell how many he has or not. But basically, the part that I like the most is called the History Buff Reviews. And he takes movies like Casino, The Death of Stalin, Dunkirk, Captain Phillips, The Untouchables, Gettysburg, like all these movies that are based on true events, or so they claim that they're based on true events for some of them. And he reviews not only the movie itself and the synopsis, but like if part of the movie was made up, and why he thinks it was made up, how accurate it was to the actual events. One of my favorite ones that he reviews was The Untouchables with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery and Robert De Niro. One of my favorite era pieces, gangster movies. Come to find out, a lot of the movie was just made up. Elliot Ness wasn't never really directly the reason or the cause of the fall of Al Capone. But
you can't say shit like this in the middle of the episode, Lewis. Stop. Sorry.
I had to mute myself. I'm sorry.
Wow. He sent us a picture of, for those that do not know, he sent us a picture of a Canadian 5 note, which apparently people have decided to start drawing the main guy and make him look like Spock. And the Bank of Canada is warning people to stop drawing Spock on their money, which is kind of funny. By the way, did you know that Spock had 3 years, not 2 years?
Wait.
Where's his third one?
Well, there's his year on the right, year on the left, and then there's this final frontier.
Get out, dude. Get out. Just leave.
Wow.
That is the most dad joke. That legit
made me stop laughing.
That is the most dad joke I've ever heard in my life.
That legit made me stop laughing.
Okay, so moving on with the review.
Sorry. I just saw that and I literally lost my shit. And I was like, oh my god, I have to share this.
Okay, William, take it home, buddy.
So, if you're like me and you enjoy biopics and you want to know how much the movie that you just saw is actually based on true stories, because he also does like shows, like he does like Rome season 2. I think he's done like Rome season 1 as well. Most videos are about 20 minutes long, so they're not like too long to where you're sitting there forever and a day. There are a couple of long ones like Apollo 13, which is like almost an hour long, but that because he goes like into the whole history of the Cold War, which again, it's very fascinating, very entertaining. And it's kind of like a documentary, if you want to put it that way, because he does talk about, stuff that really happened. But give it a listen, give it a follow, and it looks like that, he took a little bit of a vacation, but now he's back. He posts about once a month, and it's all very detailed, all very entertaining. So, again, History Buffs on YouTube. Let me know what you guys think.
Awesome.
Sweet.
So thank you for popping our YouTube cherry. That's the first YouTube anything we've ever reviewed on the show.
I went where no man has gone before.
Exactly.
Wow.
All right, guys.
Wow.
He was spot on.
So as always, thank you for joining us on our show.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
What?
Nope. You're forgetting something.
No, I'm getting to it.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting to it, Louis. Jeez. If you like our
the host.
Exactly. If you like our show, check out our other shows. We have Man Bites Retro, a weekly show that my cousin does with one other person where they talk about their favorite anything, director, movie, series, whatnot. They also have Doctor Who in Review, where Louis gets together with Nisha from Diversely Geek, and they talk about Doctor Who, random episodes, right? If I'm correct.
We're actually going into deeper philosophies of Doctor Who and what they mean and how they impact our lives and all that stuff. So yeah, it's going a little bit deeper than the usual Doctor Who show and all that stuff.
Awesome.
And what are we going into next week?
Oh, like what are we watching next week?
Yes.
Oh, wait. I haven't said Also, check out our friends, Diversely Geek, and also John and Narcotic Casserole on YouTube. That's it. Now I say the movie. The movie we're going to be watching for next week is, shit, I just had it. Give me a second.
Never heard of that movie.
Give me a second.
Shit.
What are we watching? What are we watching this week?
All right.
Shit, I almost had it.
We're going to be watching
Cool.
Velvet Buzzsaw on Netflix.
What?
Velvet?
I actually almost reviewed it this week.
Hey! Velvet Buzzsaw.
Velvet Buzzsaw? What is it streaming
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
It's a Netflix. Original.
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal. Alright, guys. Thank you, William.
Jake, whatever.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you, Brandon.
As always, I am Brendan, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Man Bites Film.